This is Jonathon Reece's informative speech. Here are my 6 adult friends who volunteered to listen. I can't see. There. Okay. What if I told you that you're not doing enough, that we're not doing enough, and that right now you could be changing another person's life? Starting a family is a beautiful thing, but beauty is fragile, and it's a luxury that not everybody can afford. Every day, families are being broken up, people are feeling lonely or unloved. There's infertile couples that are becoming frustrated. There's countless studies and testimonies over the years that suggest that while these people might have a ton of different issues, there might be one common solution: adoption. Why adoption? Isn't it an extremely long process? Aren't these foster kids broken? Because of this stigma that we've built around adoption, a lot of people just completely avoid the foster system. But if you take a closer look, it's been changing lives for decades. It's a great option for people who are unable to properly raise a child, to put their kid into foster care. This creates an opportunity not only for the kid to have a new life, to make new relationships, but it also gives the biological parents the opportunity to work on themselves, to fix whatever reason that they couldn't start that family. All parties involved have been known to have their lives changed by adoption, meaning it's not just the biological parents, it's not just the child being put into foster care, but also the parents willing to adopt. It changes them as well. However, while the system works for some, it also fails many. There's a lot of work to be done, a lot of rules that are put in place that could be fixed to better the system. So we need more people involved, we need more voices heard, we need more stories told. So yeah, like I mentioned before, starting a family can be a beautiful thing, but it's not for everybody. Some adults are simply unable to properly raise a child. This is for a ton of different reasons. Poverty is a huge thing in the United States. Some people aren't able to financially support themselves, so asking them to financially support a child doesn't make any sense. There's also a huge surge of issues with mental health, especially in our recent generations. People are maybe too young to have a child. People are addicted to certain things, and it just doesn't make sense for them to start a family. And I also mentioned infertility. There's couples that aren't able to biologically have a child like other people get to. And so that's a reason that adoption is a cool thing. So while there's a lot of obvious reasons to put kids into foster care, there's even more reasons to take them out. A lot of people see these foster kids as broken or in some way lesser than biological families, but many foster parents will explain, they'll share their story about how their kids changed their own lives. There's a possibility for that relationship between them, and it benefits everyone. There's more opportunities for foster kids than their peers that are left in foster care, or they stay with their biological parents who, like I just talked about, are unable to support them in a ton of different ways. I also mentioned that biological families sometimes just need time. They need that opportunity to gather themselves so that they can be there for their kid, and that relationship comes later in life a lot of the time. Foster care and adoption have been a solution in countless people's stories, but other people are left to walk through their life on their own. The system does a lot of things right, but it also does a lot of things wrong. There's too many kids that are waiting to be adopted, and this is for a ton of different reasons. It can be extremely difficult for families that are wanting to adopt to complete the process. The Child Welfare Information Gateway talks about why certain practices have been put into place, but it also touches on the fact that families can wait months or even years until they get to adopt. And flip side, there's also a lot of places where there's more people wanting to adopt than kids to be adopted, and it's just plainly because of these laws and regulations that are put into place, and these kids are just waiting when they could be in a new home. So yeah, now you see how everything's connected. Struggling families lead to struggling kids, leads to more struggling families. It's a chain reaction. And I believe that if more people were educated on the benefits of adoption and given the opportunity to go through with that, the world would be a better place. There's too many parents, there's too many people that are failing their children, but society is also failing too many of these parents. There's countless benefits for all the parties involved. Like I talked about, it would benefit all of us. And yeah, I just think it's something that more people need to be talking about and we need to be sharing. So yeah, beauty is a fragile thing and it's something worth fighting for. Thank you. Yeah! They stayed for my whole speech. Thank you.